What's going on, YouTube? V here. What we have here, guys, is a YCS Niagra post market watch. We're going to be looking at a bunch of cards that happen after this YCS, and we're going to be seeing why they're going up, and are they going to maintain being up, or are they going to be going down? Are they going to be going down quickly, or are they going to go even higher what they are right now? Basically, the cards are going to be moving. We're going to be talking about that. Guys, if you're watching this video for the first time, please make sure to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. Let everybody know what you think about certain other cards or some of these cards. Are you going to sell them, keep them? Please, seriously, comment below. I like to read every single one of your comments and check them out. Anyway, let's go right into it and talk about Soul Fusion, a set that's doing amazing. It's been a while since Konami had a set this huge out the gate, and it's actually maintaining its price and going higher. Looking at Thunder Dragon Colossus. Thunder Dragon's being one of the most dominant decks, even as far as the top 32 showing of Thunder Dragons. They just came here and really showed what they can do in this event. Market price showing to be about $75. The card's hitting about $77. It's going higher. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Until we have Soul Fusion Special Edition, I think Thunder Dragon Colossus might maintain a high price. Booster box of Soul Fusion are hitting about $63. I think these might be hard to find. I mean, who knows? Looking at Danger Tsuchinoko, it's about $37. If you're a Burning Abyss player, you really want to consider getting this card because evidently it's showing play, as well as Dangers, which I ain't gonna lie, I'll be the first to say it. I was wrong about Dangers. I still think the deck's trash. I'm not a big fan of the deck. I think the deck's not that good. Obviously, it has a hybrid with other decks, as it has been showing. I think Burning Abyss out of that trash heap is the best version, but looking at the top tables, I was not really impressed post top 32. Obviously, they just had a huge showing at this event, and for its top 32 denomination, it wasn't really that high. It just really wasn't. I think that Dangers are could be one day a better deck if we get a balance that hits certain other decks correctly. Other than that, I still don't think Dangers is a good enough of a deck. Looking at Tsuchinoko, though, it's about $37, a little higher than its actual original price. And there's something really interesting. These two cards, Colossus and Tsuchinoko, are higher than they were on the pre-release prices, which is very, very weird. Normally, you would see the opposite. You would see these cards go down. Opposite cards like Thunder Dragon Titan, which was about $35 a couple days ago, and it's already down to $27. I think Thunder Dragon players are starting to play only 2 Titans. Some decks I'm seeing play 3, some I'm seeing play 2, but that's it. But that's not the juicy part about Soul Fusion. The juicy part about Soul Fusion is these insanely overpriced ultra rares, which I think are obviously going to go down in value. Thunder Dragon Dark is about $21 to $22 right now. It's obviously going to tank down back in value. Dangerous Thunderbird is another secret rare that was a huge spoil for Dangers. Yeah, no, it's only like $19. And dropping. I think this card's going to go down in value a lot. Look at the other Ultra Rare, Thunder Dragon Roar. It's another $18 Ultra Rare card. It's insane. It's really insane how the Ultra Rares have so much value. I wish we had Ultimate Rares, which will obviously decline the value of the Ultra Rares, but we don't. Do I think do these cards are going to maintain any kind of value? No, I think these 2 Thunder Ultra Rares are going to drop heavily. If you pull it, you need to sell it because everyone's been cracking these packs, not for the Ultra Rares, but for the money card, Colossus, as well as like Danger Tsuchinoko. So I think you need to get rid of your ultra rares of the danger monsters because those are money that's just not going to stay there. Also, Trap Tricks had a showing, made it up to top 4 with Paleozoics, running 3 up Trap Trick. I'm not too crazy on this card. I really don't. I'm gonna have to playtest this card personally, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about this card, but once again, it's about $12 for a Trap Trick, a card which was a couple days ago was about $10. So it is slowly increasing in value, but the market is just showing that Yu-Gi-Oh players are still hesitant on this card. Is it that good of a card? That's what a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are feeling, obviously by it showing in the market. Chaos Dragon Levineer, a card used by Jesse Cotton at this past weekend. Having a big showing, but still not as big enough to make a difference in the market. It is declining slowly. It's about $11 right now for Chaos Dragon 11 year. Orchestra's Return is like $7, and that's only because it's a new set. I think this card's going to tank pretty hard in value. Another ultra rare is about $7. This is the one you don't want to pull. You want to pull the other 2 because they're 20s. But if you do pull this one, $7, so it's not bad. And there's Condemn Witch, my favorite card. It's about $4. Someone hit me up on Facebook, I believe, during the week and asked me, hey, V, should I buy Condemn Witches now? And yeah, now's a pretty good time. In fact, you can wait longer. This card's price is going to go down lower, and you could just come in there and buy more Condemn Witches. I love this card. I don't care what anyone says. I think this card's amazing. I love the artwork. I love the ability of this card. This card is insane, and I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players need to get on top of this card before it spikes in value. Whether it's near future or the long future, I think this card is a great card. And then got a bunch of other cards about $3 or $4. These are really nothings as far as valuation. Soul Flare dropped heavily. It's about $4 off the weekend. Thunder Dragon Fusion was about $5. That dropped heavily. So yeah, as far as Soul Fusion, it actually is a very healthy set. As far as hitting the market, a lot of other sets have not been as healthy. This is what I would consider a very healthy set. I want a card that equals almost a box, as you can see over here. If the Colossal was 62, I'd still be happy. If it maintained that value, I'd be happy. And then other cards that, if you doubled on them, equaled the box. And there you go right here. Ultra Rares having significant value is always a plus. And other cards that, like Condemned Witch, which I think is a good speculation card, or maybe even Trap Chick, which is kind of showing some play. This is just a great, healthy set. Soul Fusion really is, I know I keep saying it, but I'm really impressed about the cards in this set. I didn't think Thunder Dragons were going to have as much of a valuation. Obviously, a good showing, but not as much of a high valuation as they currently do. But Konami said, screw it, we'll just make two of them secret rare. Up next is look at Cybernetic Horizon and Boros Dragon. So, if you're not playing Thunders, and you're playing Strikers, or mostly, a lot of, this card's finding its way into a lot of other decks randomly, but more importantly, Strikers, you're going to want to get a Boros Sword. A card that was $58 about a week ago, now hitting about $67, unlimited. Almost the same as first edition, though, but still, it's hitting these crazy high prices. Boros Dragon's a card you definitely need. The card can win you games by itself, and I recommend it. If you don't have one, you might want to consider getting one. Trading it, most likely, is the best way. So let's look at Dangers, okay? Once again, Dangers had a huge showing at this event, more than what they had in any other event, okay? Looking at the price points, Dangers isn't doing much but going down. Shows it right here, guys. I'm not trying to skew. I still think the deck's bad. I think the deck had a great showing at this event. I'll be the first to say it. I think Danger BAs is probably the best version of Dangers. There's also an FTK we'll talk about later on. But for the most part, it wasn't really blowing out seats. It wasn't really going all over the place. Looking at Dangers, though, Danger Bigfoot is going down in value to $43 market price. I remember it being $44 for a while. It's down up to about $40 after that one's done as well. Going really low. Looking at Danger Nessie, another money card in the set, is about $36. Look at this drop of Danger Nessie. This is another card that was hitting about $44, $45, and they're both dropping heavily. And why is that? Well, one, we have a new set, so these cards are naturally going to decline in value. And two, in order for Dangers to maintain any kind of high price point, not only do they need to have a dominant showing, they need to goddamn win the event. Danger FTK came second place. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are speculating on if there's going to be emergency bans. I don't think there's going to be. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players at YCS Niagra didn't play Ghost Ogre. And had they played Ghost Ogre, I think they would have actually beat that deck relatively easily if they drew that card. Moving forward, though, looking at other cards, Cyber Red System is going down. This was a $15 card. Now it's about $9. All the Cyber Dragon players have this card, so they don't care about this card. Same with Seeger. That's why it's going down. Jackalope is going down as well. Actually, it's stabilizing the market price, but it's at $7.50 when this card used to be a $15 ultra rare. You see what I'm saying, though? As far as this ultra rare, which was $15, now it's about $7, which is about half of it. Soul Fusions are $20. $10 they'll go to? Anyway, Crusader Ecomax also was a $10 card, hitting about, trying to hold up to a $6 price point. Hertz is about $5, $5-6. Morningstar was $5s, now they're going down to $4s. Because Mech Knight is dropping. If you have Mech Knights, listen to me, seriously. Danger Chupacabra is tanking heavily. It's another card that had a pre-order of like $15. It's not about $3. Pinpoint Landing is $2, which I still think you need to hold. You need to have a playset of this card. Okay, just do it. Grab a playset. Thank me later. Moving forward, we're looking at Dark Saviors. Sky Striker Mobilized Engage is going down and fast. $67 market price. This card used to be about $80. The first edition is holding about $62 to $63-ish. Unlimits are about $61 to $62. This card's price is tanking. It's because of the speculation behind the ban list. And it's also because Striker's worst enemy just hit the format. And everyone's freaking out. Here's how you resolve that. We see more Ultra decks popping up, which I think we're going to see. Thunder Dragons get put down. And Strikers have a pretty decent matchup against Ultra guys. Except my build. My build fucks up Strikers. I'll probably do a deck list later on about my current Ultra guys deck right now. Ready to fight Strikers. Ready to fight Thunder Dragons. Competitive ready. Today. So I'll probably do a video about that later on. Looking at Widow Anchor, it's about $28. It actually is going up. And the reason why is because in OCD, it's 2 Widow Anchor, 2 Engage. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player and you have 3 Widow Anchor, no one gives a... Like, it's not a big deal. If you lose 1 Widow Anchor, you can sell it online. You'll probably make $25. It's not a big... So that's not a big of a hit as losing an Engage, which is a huge hit. Your deck goes to 2 engages. You have a $60 card that's doing nothing. You have to unload it. And everything else pretty much is just dead in that set. Up next, Infinite Impermanence. Probably one of the MVP cards of this weekend. I guarantee you, absolutely MVP card in a lot of decks, used against all these decks. Every single one of these decks, these top-tier decks, this card just absolutely blows out the water. We're talking about Gokis, Thunder Dragons, Strikers, hell, even Paleos proccing the Frog preemptively. Like, this card is amazing right now. And it's throwing that in its price point. First edition or unlimited, it doesn't matter. The card's $90. I'm really shocked to see this card still maintain a high price, but at the same time, I'm not really shocked because you need 3 of this card. I'm seeing deck profiles run 2, and those deck profiles are players that are in like top 8 or top 16. Had they play 3, they probably get higher, have a better record because this card is that damn game changing. It's not Effect Veiler as we all thought it was. I thought it was going to be just like an Effect Veiler, but a trap. It's a card that you can proc from your hand first turn against your opponent and really shut them down, or having it set, locking out your opponent's board, which evidently is good against Paleos. This card's a really good card, what I'm trying to say. And I think Infinite Impermanence is a must-have in almost every deck in the meta. Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion is hitting about $50. It was $55. It's still dropping. Don't let this kind of twist you around. Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion shows about $50 for first edition, but it's not needed. It's not needed. And we're seeing this happen. We're seeing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players opt aside the Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansions. And to be honest with you, there's no real deck besides Gokis, regular Gokis, not even Dark Gokis, because Dark Gokis don't care. Regular Gokis, this deck only affects. Really doesn't do much in the meta, and I think this card's going to be tanking in value. Seriously, sell it. It was 55% to sell it. I'm saying to sell it at $50. Now, I mean, Unicorn's about 30 because Flame Destruction is getting harder to find. I think this card price needs a reprint. If it doesn't get a reprint, we're going to continue to see this card increase in value. Same thing with Ibli. Ibli was 19. Now it's starting to hit $21 because Ibli is moving up in value because it's getting harder to find. Certain decks can use it. I don't think every deck can use it. My older guys players, we can't. As well as Thunder players. Like, we don't care about Thunder players. Don't care about this. World Legacy Session holding about $9 still. Sell this card. Sell this card as fast as possible. Thank me later. Sell now. This card is a trash. I don't like this card. I really think you should be selling this card. Tristan Bay is about $9, which is a card that actually was showing a lot of play throughout this weekend. I think Thunder Dragons can make this relatively easy, as well as a lot of other Yu-Gi-Oh decks. And Thunder Dragons need this card. Good against Alter guys. And then it's Griffin, which is about $7. You better hold a Griffin. You better hold a Griffin because this card still is a great card. Throwing out there. Okay, looking at ISO'd, it's about $22 for unlimited. First edition is about $24. Goki's won the event, and ISO's price hasn't changed because it's been out since Extreme Force. It's been out so long that winning the event at this point, the card price is like, dude, I don't got none in the tank. I don't got nothing in the tank. I can't go higher than what I have when. I'm not going at $30 again. It ain't happening. And I think that's what's happening with ISO. It's just, the top 32 could be all Goki players playing ISO. Every Yu-Gi-Oh player talking about how amazing ISO is. And literally, the card price might rise $1. It's just, the card's burnt out from hype. And it's been around since Extreme Force as well. Purple Knight Force still holding an $8 price point. Blue Sky still holding around a $5 price point. Electro Knight still holding a $5 price point. Not really moving high in value. Looking at Mythical Beasts, we got Masters of Cerberus and Jackal King, which is, once again, their prices stood the same. They haven't changed their prices whatsoever. And that's because Pendulum Magicians don't care. Like, when Pendulum Magicians top their event, I would love to see that kid's deck profile. I think they're a great deck. But they're not that damn good. Okay? Looking at a Double Evolution Pill, it's 11. By the way, when I mean not that damn good, if they were, they would have a dominant showing. They would have a decent 4 or 5 decks. 1 deck top, which is still amazing for that kid. And I guarantee you go to all the Pendulum Magicians, you go, one of these guys are going to top. That's pretty good odds, amongst the Pendulum Magician players. But what I'm trying to say is for Pendulum Magicians real quickly, is I don't think the deck has a really good answer to Thunder Dragon. I think it's a very hard matchup. I could be wrong, but I really do think that's a hard matchup. Double Evolution Pill is still in the green, still holding around $11 price point. Yeah, Dinos did nothing this weekend. But the value of Double Evo Pills don't mean nothing. The deck is still an amazing deck, and I think every Yu-Gi-Oh player that plays Dinos knows this for a fact. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players that are playing Dinos are just waiting for a build to come out that shows relevance. But right now, your deck is doing 0 in the meta. Next, let's talk about Megatons. Evenly Matched still holding a pretty dominant price point at roughly around $30. Brolo being around 18. Cyrus being around 11s. Firewalls 12s. And everything else here, you can see it all from here. We'll talk about Inspector Border in a second. The reason I want to show you the 2018 Megatons, because the YCS happened, and as well as regionals happen, And these price points have not changed, not a damn bit. They didn't move. 2018 Megatins has been out for quite a while at this point in the history of a Yu-Gi-Oh set release, and it hasn't moved at all. Literally. Some cards went up in value, but for the most part, everything stood the same. It's kind of weird if you think about it. If you want a reasoning by this, it's because the cards are still seeing meta play. Up next, let's talk about Legendary Collection Kaiba and Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, rising slowly, being about $35 for the ultra rare. Drone Lockbird still being about $19. This card actually might start seeing play again because I guarantee you a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that went to the YCS Niagra missed this card because it's still, I think with the newer meta, a highly needed card, especially against Gokis, where they search a Goki on, you're like, cool, draw and lock you, have fun not playing. Card Mice being $19 still is relatively high. I think True Dracos, after this YCS, after this regional weekend, True Dracos might have fallen off the map a bit. In fact, Thunder Dragons might have knocked True Dracos as a deck just coming to this meta, because Thunder Dragons demolished True Dracos. And I think that True Dracos, even though they're still a good deck, and still can play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, and still probably can get Yu-Gi-Oh players their invite, their hardest matchup is one of the best, if not the best deck right now, being Thunder Dragons. Ghost Ogre being a $15 card, not bad. I think, once again, I think this price actually might start increasing in value because Yu-Gi-Oh players are like, oh no, Ghost Ogre, I kind of need that. Didn't know that it's a good card. Look at the OT Sky Trigger Ace Kagari is now $49, where it used to be $63. Really spiking down the value once again because that's a whole striker package. Drone Lockbird is about $57. Went down a little bit from $62. I mean, that's still pretty significant, about $5 drop in price point. But once again, I think this is where it's Drone Locks is gonna hover around $55 for the most part because Yu-Gi-Oh players I feel like are gonna need this card. One of the biggest drops is Scapegoats being about $53. We're seeing in here roughly about $35 to $40 for Scapegoats. Definitely tanked from with $53 price point. I think Scapegoats is, once again, a card that everyone already got that if they wanted it. They don't, and the price is going to continue to drop with Scapegoats. It'll probably hover around 25s. The tokens are about $3 to $4. Really hasn't changed. These will be 5s, on the 4s. Secret Village is actually holding a pretty healthy price point. Still roughly around $4 for Secret Village because Ultra plays. Pokemon Blue Sword is about $2, where it used to be like 4 to 5s. Machine Dupes, these are all dropping in value. OTS 8 is basically just about dried up, and now we're just waiting for the next Konami exclusive pack to be released, which should be released soon. I'll probably do a video about that. But I think if you do hold OTS 8 super rares and commons, I would highly recommend holding to the side. These cards have great future potential, and I think that if you want to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh in the future, you're gonna want to hold some of these OTS cards because they're gonna get harder to get as time moves on. Especially like a super rare machine dupe. Come on, man. All right, so Paleo's made top 4 and Totally Awesome risen a couple of pennies. First edition Totally Awesome was about $6. That's almost the same as the market price. 2017 Megatin is $6. It's a little bit under the market. It's just $6 now for Totally Awesome. Went from like 4 to 5s to now confirmed $6 price point for Totally Awesome. That's literally all that happened. I think the deck is really good. I think that Ultra Guys Totally Awesome topping shows me that Ultra Guys can top because they're basically the same deck that uses different cards. That's how I feel about between these two decks. Obviously, when they play against each other, it's a weird matchup because they're both trying to do the same thing by grinding and controlling the board. But they basically play almost the same. If you're an Ultra Guys player, you can probably play Paleos relatively easily. If you're a Paleo player, you could probably play Ultra Guys and learn that deck and play it relatively easily. Especially if you're a phenomenal player at one of these decks. I feel like you could be good with the other one just as easy because it's the same fucking deck. Different cards, different effects, same deck. But looking at it, I think Totally Awesome rising a little bit does not really do much at this price point. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players knew about Totally Awesome. The reason this price point only rose a little bit is because of Ghost Reaper. Because you can just Ghost Reaper Totally Awesome against Paleos, and they're fucking dead. They are in such a bad position. But Eclipse had a buyout throughout the weekend because Jesse Cotton played it. Everyone thinks this is the hottest shit ever. I think this is a hype buyout. I don't agree with this buyout. But its price was $4, and now we're seeing it over here roughly around $19. So you have a Astral Pack 8 Super Rare Book of Eclipse, you have a $19 card. If you have the other versions, well the commons, it's about dollars. I mean, at best they're dollars. That's it. But yeah, so I don't like this card. I don't think it's that good of a tech, but it is a card, so. Up next, Fight for Sabretooth also spiked in value over the weekend, going from about $5 to $6 in its market price. We're seeing it about $11 to $12 for Fight for Sabretooth. I guess everyone said Soul Fusion came out, I need my Sabretooths at better rarity, or I just need Sabretooth in general, and everyone went and got those cards, so sorry Sabretooths. before all the Frankfurt players realized the decks. I mean, one kid topped somewhere, I think, but like just sold a Sabertooth. Next, Evil Swarms. Let's talk about something that just tanked in value. So, Excited Night got released off the bans. Everyone ran up and hype happened, and original prints went to 20s, and the Megatins went to like, I think, like 10s at high peak. And that is dropping in price. A market price of Evil Swarm Excited Night for the Megatins is now $2, where they used to be $8. When they used to be $8. The original prints are about 10s, and they're probably about the same price, but they're stinking lower in value. And the Ultra Rares are just $1. They just stood $1. I think Evil Swarm Excited Night didn't, not showing any relevance throughout this weekend, even though I think the card's still a great card, is why the card's price is just utterly tanked. Also because everyone has one. They don't really need many more. Pendulum Core is another card that I don't think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players realize, but the card's like $4 for Pendulum Core for the Pivo version, super rare. The common is also about $3 from Pendulum Core. So if you have a Pendulum Core, you have a couple of bucks in your pocket. Go raid your quarter box in your locals, grab Pendulum Cores. They're $3 each. It's pretty good. Or you have the super rares. They're about $4 each, and they sell pretty fast. I think I had 3 I listed online that sold in about like 5 minutes. Looking up next, Inspector Border was like, I remember when the Megaton came out, Inspector Borders were about 3 to 4s. The Extreme Force ones went as low as 3 to 4s, but look at them now. We're seeing the Inspector Border from Extreme Force hitting almost near $8 from the original print first edition. The Megatons are hitting almost near 7. They're about $6 right now, but they're increasing over the 7s, and they're going higher in value because once again, if you are playing Thunder Dragons, this is a phenomenal card to play against Guys, which is your worst matchup. You literally put this card on board and you smack your opponent in the face. You special you bring out other cards, but mostly you just go Inspector Border, smack and laugh, smack and that's literally all you do. Phenomenal card. Another card that actually is increasing in value, not as fast as Inspector Border, but nevertheless it's increasing in value, is Renko Deca. I mean, besides the ultra rares and the that are slowly increasing, they went up almost $1. Looking at the Renko Decas from Battle Light's Revenge, it's $3 over here, but we're seeing it almost near $4 for this card. And the secret rare is more important to look at because it had a lot of walls. I remember a while ago I was live streaming and talking about this card. I'm talking about how this card has so many walls, and I don't think it can be broken. I was back when the card was like $2. Looking at it right now in price trends, you're showing increasing in value. The card price, market price showing to be roughly around $3. But we're seeing it here hit about $4 easy mode. And as far as walls, on the first page, they're all gone. They used to be like a 21 or 40-something wall. I mean, look at this. There's 2 9 walls at the $5 price point mark. But after that, you don't see another wall until the card's $6. So the question has to be asked. Is Secret Rare Renko Deca going to get bought out? Is it moving towards that? It's absolutely moving towards that. But is it going to move towards that to the point where everyone's going to buy out Denko Seka? And that's a very interesting question. I don't think Inspector Border can be bought out as easily. Because even though this is an older set Extreme Force for us Yu-Gi-Oh players, the Megatons are relatively fresh. And there's probably a good amount. I'm going to click on the Megaton version and see. There's probably a good amount of walls. There's 17 wall here, 10 wall over here. There's only 2 pages, actually. No, it's not many. Okay. I'm wrong. I thought there'll be more Inspector Borders because of Megatons, but not many people open Megatons because the super rares, the promos weren't really that good. Look at the original print of Inspector Border. This too actually looks like it can be. So Inspector Border for the most part can be bought out as well. Price point will bottom out of roughly around the $13 price point for Inspector Border, whereas Denko Seka Secret Rare will bottom out roughly around the $9 price point with a 22 wall. So, wow, yeah, no, both of these cards are looking really... These are like one of the must-have side deck cards. If you're playing Guys or you're playing against Guys, you need Inspector Border. If you're playing a deck that doesn't really play much back row, you can use Denko Seka. It's another great deck card to use. I think Pendulum Magicians play it probably the best because they can dedicate a normal summon, do the shenanigans, and besides hand traps, they can't really be bothered. Moving forward, though, looking at Special Hurricane, another card that is starting to go up in value. Like, we'll look at the Dark Revelation 2 version, which is showing stabilization. I think, which one is it? I think maybe it's Ancient Sanctuary that's going up in value. No, it's going down in value. Wow, okay. I thought it was going up in value. Anyway, Special Hurricane, discard 1 card from your hand, destroy special monsters on the field. Evidently, it's going up in value. There's, like, none on the market over here. We see a lightly played holding about $5 and Unlimited Mint holding about $9, which is higher than 77 cents. So I don't know why price changes didn't show it, but... it's gone up in value. I don't agree with this. I think this is a bad card. If it was quick play, maybe it would have some viability. But for the most part, it's a bad card. I don't agree with this at all. And the last card I'm talking about is Can Soldier. So there's an FTK deck running around, fellas. That's so easy to beat if you ran hand traps. I guarantee you, if you went to that player that played the FTK, I think it was Danger FTK, if you asked him what was his losses, his answer was hand traps, followed by a player in X round. The fact that Yu-Gi-Oh the players are playing an FTK deck in 2018 is hilarious. But the same point is that everyone that went to YCS Niagra that didn't prepare for everything, that only prepared against Strikers and Thunders and maybe Ultra guys, got punished. When you play against Strikers, you don't really need much hand traps. Thunders, you don't really need, especially Ghost Ogre. But at the same time, against an FTK deck, that deck would just come in here and thrive, and that's what it did. I'm shocked that this deck didn't actually win the event, because the FTK deck is so consistent and so good. It really is a phenomenal deck that I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players could have easily stopped had they added more hand traps. Yu-Gi-Oh players a limited amount of hand traps to add more consistency to the main deck, and they got punished for it. Looking at the other version of the Cancel Soldier, it's nothing. It's really the super rare from Dark Beginning 2. A card which was $5, price is showing a tanking value, and now we're seeing it over here for $16. Have fun with that tanking value thing they did there, price trends. $16. There's a danger damage version. Have you played? Listen, I think Danger FTK was a cute deck and did a cute thing. I don't think we're getting emergency balance because more Yu-Gi-Oh players are not going to start playing hand traps. Hand traps like Ghost Ogre, Infinite Permanence, Effect Veil, silly shit like that. That can easily stop this FTK deck. I think the more hand traps we have, the more hand trap dominant meta we have, the more unlikely this deck will do things in the future. But do we have an FTK on meta? You goddamn right. This is absolutely an FTK deck in the meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think it warrants an emergency ban list because this FTK deck is relatively easy to stop. And once you stop this FTK deck, you basically can win the game relatively easier than you did when you first started against your opponent if you played Danger variants like Danger BAs. So in my opinion, I don't think this FTK deck warrants a emergency ban list. I think that the overwhelming amount of hand traps we can have the option of playing will easily stop this FTK deck. Infinite Permanence, Cancel Soldier. My go? Ghost Ogre, Cancel Soldier. I take 500 damage? Sure. My go? Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please make sure, once again, to subscribe, hit the like button, as well as comment in videos. I would like to read every single one of your comments. I guarantee it's be like 1 or 2 comments talking about, yeah, you're wrong, V, and then that guy's gonna read all the comments and go, wait, he said you're wrong, V? I'm gonna type in, you're incorrect, V. I get it. I still think Dangerous is not a good deck, and I think Dangerous, even though I am shocked that it had such a dominant showing, I don't know if they will have a dominant showing move forward in the future of Yu-Gi-Oh. Could I be wrong? Sure. It's not a big deal. We're all human. I'm not a fucking robot. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Once again, please make sure to subscribe. It's your boy V. Guys, have a good day.